Why Carlos Ulberg's coach believes knee injury is not as bad as everybody thinks. The biggest storyline coming out of UFC 327 wasn't just the shocking knockout, it was the image of Carlos Ulberg barely able to stand on his leg moments before becoming champion. After defeating Yuri Prochaska in dramatic fashion, concerns immediately spread across the MMA world about the severity of Ulberg's knee injury. Fans, analysts, and even fighters speculated about serious damage. Possibly an ACL or Achilles tear. But according to his coach, the situation might not be nearly as catastrophic as it looked. Coach Eugene Behrman downplays the damage. Ulberg's coach, Eugene Behrman, quickly addressed the growing concern, and his message was clear. It's probably not as bad as everybody thinks. Behrman, one of the most respected minds in MMA, urged caution before jumping to conclusions. While the injury looked severe during the fight, early signs suggest it may not be career-threatening. That statement alone has shifted the narrative, from panic to cautious optimism, fighting through injury to win gold. What makes the situation even more incredible is how Ulberg handled it in real time. During the first round, Ulberg suffered a serious knee issue after an awkward movement, leaving him compromised against a dangerous opponent. At that moment, Yuri Prochaska began targeting the leg. Ulberg's mobility visibly declined. Many believed the fight was seconds away from ending. Yet somehow, Ulberg adapted. Despite being hurt, he stayed composed, waited for the opening, and landed a perfectly timed left hook knockout, one of the most dramatic title wins in recent UFC history. Why the injury looked worse than it might be? The concern around Ulberg's knee wasn't random, it came from how severe it appeared in the moment. Fighters and commentators speculated about torn ACL, Achilles rupture, long-term ligament damage. But injuries in MMA can be deceptive. What looks catastrophic in the cage can sometimes turn out to be a sprain or partial tear, temporary instability, painful but manageable damage. Behrman's comments suggest that the initial visual shock may have exaggerated the true severity. A champion's mentality. If anything, this situation highlights why Ulberg is now champion. Fighting through injury at the highest level requires elite composure, fight IQ, mental toughness. Ulberg didn't panic. He didn't quit. Instead, he adjusted on the fly and capitalized on a single moment to change his career forever. That ability is what separates contenders from champions. What happens next? Even with the optimistic outlook, questions remain about Ulberg's immediate future. Some reports suggest a potential long recovery timeline depending on medical results, possibly keeping him out for an extended period. This creates several possibilities. A temporary vacancy or interim title. Delayed title defenses. New contenders emerging while he recovers. But if Behrman is right, and the injury isn't as bad as feared, Ulberg could return much sooner than expected. Carlos Ulberg's UFC 327 performance was already legendary. Now, with his coach suggesting the injury may not be severe, the story becomes even more compelling. A champion who overcame adversity. A division suddenly on hold. And a recovery timeline that could reshape the light heavyweight landscape. If the damage truly isn't as bad as everybody thinks, the rest of the division might not get much time to breathe. Because a healthy Carlos Ulberg is a serious problem for anyone at 205 pounds.